September 21st, 2021. What you guys have missed while I've been working under the car here is we're actually finally pulling the engine out of Alex's car. Drive shaft comes out, got the transmission cross member down, the back of the transmission, draining out the gear oil, disconnected all the wiring. We had to pop out the distributor and then make some room here by popping out the fuel pump so we can access the motor mount here. A couple wires coming off and you know, the simple nuts and bolts, just taking stuff off. I didn't think it was that exciting for you guys to see. Clutch linkage down here, disconnected all of that, and then just went to drain the oil. Yeah, I know I look crazy right now, but check this out. Go to drain the oil. Been noticing a gas leak when we've been driving this car, and I smelt it when we would park it, and I noticed at the front of like the timing, kind of by like the front of the oil pan here, we'd see gas coming out, and I'm wondering how the heck that was leaking. Well, the needle and seat must have been stuck inside this carburetor, and the fuel pressure must have always been pushing fuel leaking down into the crankcase, because we just drained this oil. The entire amount of oil in this car, the entire amount, was gasoline. There is no oil in this engine anymore. This is the remaining amount right here. I'll show you guys. It's straight up gasoline that dissolved all the oil. You can't really, it's gas. It's pure gasoline. So there was no oil left in this crankcase at all, which is impressive because we drove this thing for, who knows, maybe 50, 100 miles, 200 miles around town, and there was no more oil in this thing, so it was just lubricated on gasoline. So that just goes to prove how gnarly these slant sixes really are. Nonetheless, we're gonna pop out these motor mounts and get this thing out of here. Sorry if I flashed you with my headlamp. Babe, what are you doing? Babe's cold and the smell of gas is getting her. Okay, passenger side engine mount bolts are out, and we're getting over here and just popping out our driver's side. There's one big guy right down here. Once this guy is out of the way, we should be ready to start pulling this thing out. And I just gotta pick a couple bolts on the engine block itself to set up the chain and hoist her out. After a quick Google search, it actually turns out that these two areas right here are already cut and set in for the lift points on the engine, so I don't need to fish around for matching bolt holes on either side to try and get the balance already set. These two right here with the transmission on it should actually get it just a little bit of a tilt the way we already need it to, and we can get her out. So let's get some coarse thread bolts in there, 3/8, and do it. Alright, that should do it right there. So let's get a chain. Alright babe, you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Alright, let's finally do this thing. You work the cherry picker, and I'll work the transmission over here. Let the tranny down a little bit. Doing it, babes. Out here getting it. Okay, babe. Hit it. Alright, start coming back now. Yeah, it's gonna look sketchy. Alright, take two. I screwed up. I went too short on the chain. What happened was the front of the engine was binding on the actual cherry picker and we didn't get the right angle to get her up and out, so let's try it again. Hang on, babe. They work easy. Just a minor scratch on the surface. Okay, hang on. It's still just at the tail end. So pull out. Keep coming. Keep coming. Don't go any higher, just keep pulling it out.
It looks catchy. This fucking thing hurts your hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're catching here. Sorry. Okay. Alright, baby, got it. Sweet. Come up just another couple bumps. Okay.
Alright, now lower the car.
Yeah. Yeah, keep coming. Did it, babes. Did it. Coming at you. It's out. It is out. Mail cart my Uncle Joe gave me years ago fits perfectly for the engine, so just laid it down inside of there and we can push her over into the garage and call it a night. So yeah, we did it. Now what is next? You know, the wiring, the manual steering, the manual brake box, all the original stuff out of here, get it nice and scuffed down in bare metal, and do some body work if needed in certain spots and paint it. We're gonna get Alex's color mixed up for the car, pop out the old K-frame because that's going away with our QA1 replacing it, and yeah, have this thing painted so this way when we put the new engine in it, it's already painted and good to go. How absolutely high the front end of the car is now. There's no weight in it. This car weighs nothing. It's pretty funny. Well, that's it. We'll see you guys on the next thing we do here. Alright, so since the last time we hung out, I've taken the grill, some of the stuff out of the front of the car, engine compartment, getting this thing cleaned up, because the goal, as always, is to get this engine bay painted before we put the engine in. We don't want this thing to mismatch the car. We want to be true Mopar fans here and actually make the engine match what we do inside the car. And another thing that we really want to do is get that done before the engine is built. So this way we don't stick a fresh built engine into the old engine compartment and then have to pull it back out and then paint it, because that's just way too much work. So getting stuff cleaned off. Sorry I didn't take you guys along for that ride, but honestly it wasn't all too exciting. It was just a lot of small parts being disassembled, like taking off the fender tag, the brake master cylinder, brake lines, some of the clutch linkage for the Z-bar and everything going to the transmission, the wiring harness, wiper motor, some other hoses here and there. Like I said, little odds and ends, little stuff to basically get this thing bare bones right now so I can pop this hood off, plug a couple little holes here and there, so to speak, and then be good to go. As well, we're going to pull off the bumper, probably have to get the fenders off, so this way we can expose this front part of the radiator area, because even though this was painted black from the factory, so if you had, let's say, an orange car, a lemon twist, if you had a yellow car and lemon twist like this, your engine compartment would have been all yellow, everything yellow, except for this front face here of the core support. So everything here, behind the headlights, back through here, this would have all been black. I might do it like that, or I might just spray it the body color, because the body color is going to be a really cool custom black with orange flakes, so we'll see. Nonetheless, hang out with us as I pull off the front clip of this car. Elliot out here joining us for the job, and Alex is about to take a little ride on her chopper. So yeah, let's get down and dirty here. We're going to need ourselves a 3/4 inch socket to grab off these two bolts that hold on the bumper. Once we get that guy off, then we can get our fenders off. Yeah. Mopar Queen. This car is so light now that the engine and pretty much the whole drivetrain is out of it. You can see how easily it just wants to roll forward, just torquing down this bolt to get it out. Funny. What do you think, Elliot? This would be a badass car, huh? You have fun driving it with us? He's a good boy. He's growing up so big on us, our Elliot. Big boy. Bolt number 1 is out. I'm gonna leave one hanging here, that we can get the other 2 out and not drop it on my face, or at least try not to. Oh, that'll work a little better. A little jack stand action to keep it from hitting us in the fotch. What do you think, Elliot? It's a nice 3/4 inch bolt, huh? Wow, look how clean the paint is right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. That original paint, that's insane. This car is so ridiculously clean. Babe, why are you so damn cute? Be careful out there. What a life. What a wife. Shit, where'd that puppy go? There he is. Elliot! Tell everyone what's going on. What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Elliot? All right. Let's give us birth to this bumper. Take out the little lower fender connector, guys. These little lower fender connectors. Really let's do that. Oh. Don't you just love it when you kind of eyeball a piece of hardware and then you're right when you go to take it off? I always like to thread my hardware back in where it came from, if applicable, so this way I don't lose it and it doesn't wind up in a box and you're just like, what is this? What does this go to? And what we're taking off, like I said, is this support bar right here that goes between the bumper bracket and the lower part of the fender. So we'll just get this guy off real quick. Our hardware back where it came. Okay, that's it. That's all we needed to get this bumper off. Pretty simple. All right, Elliot, pretty simple job. Let's get her down now. Go. We got a bumper. This is a really super clean bumper too. I know that some really great aftermarket guys out there like AMD make bumpers for these, which is a route we certainly could go. But this one is a super clean core. Honestly, it's perfect driver condition, but being that I'm ultimately painting this car to look freaking mint, you want to have a bumper that matches that shine, so could send it out for a re-chrome. We might look into what options seem the best for it, but regardless, the start of this bumper and the bright work on this car, though there aren't many pieces of bright work, it's a good start. Alright, I forget if I mentioned before or not, but there's rain coming in the next few days, so I'm not going to take the hood off. It actually connects down in behind the cowl instead of inside the fender wall. Look at this guy. He'll do anything to eat a piece of a walnut. We should be able to knock off this hardware real quick and get these fenders out of the way and then disassemble the rest of the front. So, and we've got a little escape artist over here trying to get out right now. This is what I have to deal with. Look at this. What are you trying to do right now? Where do you think you're going? This is why it takes me 3 years now to get things done. All right, Elliot, come on, buddy. Go, go. Certainly smart. 3 months old. Pain in my Okay, now getting these fenders off, pretty simple. Bolts here, here, then all along the top. Get those 1/2 inches off, and this whole thing, including the headlight section, will come right with it. Alright, let's see if this will come off.
I'm gonna take him.
Okay, babes. I think we're loose on everything. They put like a seam sealer. It's kind of like a foam seam sealer underneath where the top side of this fender flange lays on the body side. So I'm gonna have to pry that loose real quick. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Kind of underneath here, there's a bunch of this foam seam sealer stuff. You can see kind of where it dripped a little bit. And that's kind of gluing this top of the fender flange to the body right now. So let's get a little pry action. I also forgot a 7/16 bolt here in the fender well, so this will make things a little easier. Cut it out. We're on a video over here. Quiet down. Still hung up. We might have one. Just kidding. There's actually one more bolt I forgot about. It's hiding right here underneath the top side of the fender and kind of in the door jamb. So we gotta try and fit my fat hand through here and get that down. All right, we got ourselves a little chain of Ooh, nice. Okay, now maybe we can get this fender off. If you want to be really fancy in 6 months from now, a month from now, even a week from now, and come back to these bolts and say, shit, where did these all go? Instead of just leaving them in a bag or something, I'm actually going to stab them through this cardboard and label them and say, hey, this is where this one went. So this way, start to age a little bit like me. You don't just pick up this bolt and go, huh, where does this go? Old man jokes. Cut it out, Frank. Okay. And organized like that. So this way we remember where things go. Okay, take 3 or 4 for Frankie Fenders over here. We're just still a little bit hung up over here on that glue. So let's get that pried off. Pop this headlight off. This way the wiring goes to interfere with it. Son of a bitch, there's one more up in the top corner. Forgot all about all that muck that was hiding on the bottom of the fender, but here's our friend. Right there, yep. There's always another bolt. Just when you think you've got the last one, there's always another bolt. Final bolt coming out. Yeah, that's the one. Now, we should have one passenger 1970 Plymouth Duster fender. Free. Super cool. Heck yeah. Look at how clean this thing is. And this is where you get the rot on most cars. You see this muck, this damp mud, dirt, soil, just pieces of leaves and old crap accumulates over time, and especially if you're from where I'm from in New York, that part of the country, you get sand and other pieces of dirt and salt and other crap packed in here over the years, and this rots out. But this is actually super clean. No rot. That's just surface rust right there. So these fenders are going to be so easy to fix up and get going. But heck yeah, it's free. Now we'll take what we learned on this one and hopefully do it 5 times faster on the driver's side. Wish me luck. Way cool. I actually just want to highlight once again before we go to the driver's side, like normally where all this stuff here was piled up in that area with the fender, it's be up here too, and you would see these get rotted out really bad and kind of up here on the part of the cowl where some of that stuff was, but no, it's just clean metal underneath. Super clean car. And initiate time lapse now. Okay, fender number 2 out. Well, there it is, boys and girls. Front clip of the Duster taken apart. And that's what we want to see right there. Looks good. So now that this is all nice and disassembled, I can go through and get all this taken down, bare metal, and get this engine compartment nice and cleaned up. Same situation over here too. Not rotted out. Looks really good. A little bit of muck and moist dirt and crap down here, but not rotted through. Not yet. Just starting to surface rust. Caught it just in time. Well, that'll do it for tonight. I'm gonna go inside, get the rest of these bolts organized real quick, and we'll come back out here tomorrow maybe, if the weather's nice and permits, and we'll get this sanded down. So, we'll see you then. And we got the rest of our hardware put together, so now we know where everything goes. Alright, alright babe, you ready? My wife. That's me like that. It's not cool! Hell yeah.